Sugar Sean O'Malley lost yesterday to Murad Dvalishvili at UFC 306, Noche UFC in the Sphere, and it raises the question, is this the worst era we've ever seen in the UFC? Now, I don't know, because I've only been watching since 2021. I'm not like MMA Guru. I've been watching since the opening day of the UFC, but in my time watching this sport, I actually do believe so. And I'm gonna go through all the champions and kind of roast them because it just sounds fun to do. So Pantoja had a great fight against Brandon Moreno, an absolute barn burner, one of the best fights I've ever watched. And once he's got the belt, he had a horrible performance against Brandon Royval and a very lackluster performance against Steve Erceg, who I actually thought won that fight. I thought Erceg won that fight. So in my opinion, when I was watching UFC 305, it kind of felt like it was for the belt. So Kai Kara-France, congratulations, you are the flyweight champion. But Pantoja, ever since he's won the belt, I feel like he's became, his nickname's the Cannibal. He's just the opposite now. He doesn't want to. It feels like he doesn't even want to finish the fight, and his striking, like, he's just a weird fighter. And again, like, his fight against Brandon Moreno was great. He had a great performance against Alex Perez. He was so entertaining before he won the belt, but as soon as he won the belt, it just felt like all his killer instinct has gone. And that's super disappointing because he's a very enjoyable fighter, or he was a very enjoyable fighter. So I was actually very excited to see him as champion. But I think, I just think he's got pretty boring lately. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Again, his Erceg performance was not that good at all. I thought he lost the fight, and then the Royval performance, he just held him, and it was not enjoyable to watch. Now obviously Sean O'Malley is not the champion anymore. They haven't updated it. But Murad Dvalishvili, I don't even know what to say, man. I can't believe this guy's a UFC champion. I mean, he has zero finishing potential. His entire goal is to not even really get you down, but just grind you against the cage and just thigh your knee. It is some of the most boring fighting you'll ever see. And that's what was really annoying me with O'Malley. I'm like, I get that he's so worried about the takedowns, but it's almost like, you gotta let your hands go, man, because the guy is not gonna knock you out unless you're Rafael Stotts or whatever you pronounce his name. He's not gonna knock you out, bro. The guy does not punch hard at all. He's absolutely unentertaining to watch, and I'm coping right now because we had O'Malley as champion, one of the most entertaining strikers in the UFC, one of the best strikers in the UFC. Now, obviously, personality-wise, he's not great on the mic, but I don't really care about that. I do care about their fight style, and O'Malley is actually entertaining to watch. Dvalishvili, he just yaps. Every time he's on the mic, he yaps about nonsense. I think it was yesterday Joe Rogan asked him about Umar Nurmagomedov, and he just went off about how he's the great person. He loves I'm like, dude, no one cares. Honestly, straight up. I'm excited to see Umar versus Dvalishvili just because at least one of them will be written off. And that's honestly the only good reason for that fight. I am not happy this guy's champion. He's gonna kill the UFC if he continues fighting the way he fights, but maybe he's gonna become the most entertaining UFC champion in the entire universe if he, I don't know, maybe he decides I'm gonna be like a Hamza. I'm gonna go and try and finish the fight when I got someone down on the ground. I'm not gonna sit there and knee them against the thigh or throw really weak body shots. Yeah, I've gone into way too long of a rant about Murad, but I'm very disappointed in him being champion. I'm sorry. Okay, now we got Ilia Topuria. I really like Ilia Topuria's fight style. I think he's a very entertaining fighter to watch. However, I got really annoyed when he won the title. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but not too long ago, I made a video of my top 5 favorite fighters. I actually put Ilia as number 5. He is so enjoyable to watch. His striking, his boxing, he is such a good fighter. Obviously, he has a fight against Holloway coming up. And I'm not gonna lie, I hope he loses. Again, very entertaining to watch, but I know I just said that personality doesn't really matter to me. This guy is so unlikable, in my opinion. He's just playing the bad guy, which I respect, I guess. But, he knocks out Volkanovski in an absolute insane fashion, which is impressive as hell, especially against Volkanovski in featherweight, and he's dominated the division for a long time. But ever since he won the title, I mean, I remember seeing an interview where he's just like, "Oh, I only want to fight in Spain," and I'm like, "Well, so you're gonna really get to Spain once a year, maybe, but you're gonna fight once every year? Like, no one wants like you. Everyone loves an active champion. I hope this guy stays active. Again, he does have a fight coming up, so I do like to see that. I don't actually have much to really say about Ili Topuria. I think he is an entertaining fighter to watch. It's just, I don't know, his personality is a little weird. I do think so. Okay, now we get to lightweight. Yeah, here we go. Lightweight division. Islam Makhachev. This is the first champion match I'm going to be really, really nice to. I love Islam Makhachev. I think he's the most entertaining Dagestan fighter there's ever been. He actually finishes fights, and this is my argument with wrestling. Now, people will say, "Why don't you go watch boxing? Why don't you go watch kickboxing? Why don't you watch Muay Thai? Whatever," right? And I always say it's like, I don't mind wrestling at all. I find wrestling entertaining if the person is trying to finish the fight. Rob doesn't do that, and we're gonna get into another guy soon who does not do that. But Makhachev does. I mean, if you watch his Poirier sequence for finishing that fight, it was crazy. It was amazing. And he actually gets in scraps. Like, he's actually entertaining to watch. He's not afraid to strike. He's not afraid to get down to the ground if he needs to. He's a fun fighter to watch. I mean, I bet he could probably, win boring decisions for the rest of his time and become the lightweight GOAT, but he doesn't decide to do that, and that's what I really respect, because he could have dominated Poirier just on the ground, but he decided to strike with him, and he looked amazing, and he's powerful. He's a great champion. I'm really excited to see his fight against Arman Tsarukyan. Let's go into welterweight. Obviously, don't worry, I'm about to rant about this guy here. Now, I think Bilal Muhammad is the only person in the entire UFC welterweight division that I'm actually annoyed beat Leon Edwards, just because I thought Leon Edwards was boring, but Bilal, man, I think he's the only fighter that is actually more boring than Leon Edwards. I mean, again, this guy has no finishing potential. He's the same guy like Merab. I would say better wrestling for sure. I think he can actually hold the opponent down. I do not see him maybe gets one title defense, but I actually would favor JDM if he was to fight JDM. I don't know why. I just feel like JDM is a warrior, unlike Bilal Muhammad. Again, he had a good performance against Leon Edwards, but it wasn't really entertaining. And yeah, again, I could go on this big rant. I kind of wasted all on Merab Dvalishvili, because Bilal Muhammad I pretty much have the exact same opinion on as Merab. I think he's going to kill the UFC if he continues doing what he's doing. And this is the darkest time of the UFC. I can't believe this guy's champion. It actually grosses me out even looking at that. Okay, Dricus du Plessis. Again, a lot more entertaining than Bilal, obviously, but I don't know, man. Maybe it's just because I'm a little I'm not the biggest fan of him, and it might be because he beat Robert Whittaker. I just find him he's good, but he's not good at all. I feel like he's so beatable, but no one can beat him, if that makes sense. It's so weird. I find his fight style very odd. I do like how, again, the thing about Dricus, and I think the best thing about Dricus is that he is going to pressure. He is going to have entertaining scraps. But I don't know, there's something about Dricus I just don't really like. I bet he's a great person. There's nothing to do with his personality-wise. I think he's always fun on the mic. I don't know. I kind of cheer against him most of the time. That's unless it's Strickland. But yeah, I mean, if it's next fight Strickland, I guess I'll cheer for Dricus, because I actually think Strickland's a very boring fighter to watch fight. But yeah, I don't mind Dricus. It's just I get a little annoyed of him. There's not much to say. He's kind of a forgettable champion, which honestly in this era isn't even a bad thing, because the reason why Merab and Bilal is remembered the name is because they're unentertaining and no one wants them to be champion. Now Pereira. Oh, I'm about to glaze Pereira here, man. Dude, Alex Pereira, #1 pound for pound, greatest of all time. I'm kidding, obviously. Alex Pereira, I mean, what do you not like about this guy? He's so much fun to watch. And you know what I'm worried about, right? Is he beats Roundtree. I do believe he beats Roundtree. I'm not gonna fucking jinx it or anything, but I do believe he beats Roundtree. I'm telling you though, if he loses to Magomed Ankalaev, I am not watching the UFC anymore. He's the only entertaining fighter. He actually is active. He's saved so many cards. He saved UFC 303. He saved UFC 300. Well, I wouldn't say saved, but to be fair, if the main event would have been, they probably would have done Max Holloway just in case if Pereira wasn't on, because there's no way they would have done Zhang Weili versus Yan Xiaonan. But he saved UFC 307. We are about to get Raquel Pennington versus Juliana Pena as a main event, and Pereira fucking is a legend and saved that card. And I know that Roundtree shouldn't really be fighting for the title, but I'm fine with it, bro, because I love Pereira. I love this guy. I'm going to watch him fight. I love watching him fight. He's great. Please don't lose anytime soon, man, or my mentality, I'm gonna be gone, man. I'm gonna be in the dust. We're gonna talk about two guys here, obviously. Jon Jones. Oh, Jon Jones, man. You are such a... I hate this guy, man. He's my least favorite fighter in the UFC. I know I ranted about Bilal and Rob a lot, but this guy straight up is my least favorite. Why is he fighting Stipe? Like, I mean, dude, he's holding up the heavyweight division by fighting Stipe. We have an interim champion. I mean, everyone knows this. I can't really say much because everyone already knows this. He is killing the heavyweight division. How would you fucking get rid of your title, fight Stipe if you really want to do that fight, and have Tom Aspinall as the real champion? Because I cannot stand this. Tom Aspinall is the champion of the heavyweight division, not Jon Jones, because he is making gimmick fights, and I do not care about this guy. Get him off my screen now, and let's talk about the legend, Tom Aspinall, baby. Okay, Tom Aspinall, this guy, man. You know, here's the thing, guys. So, Tom Aspinall, let's look at his fight history, man. Like, look at this, man. Time, 108, 109, 113. I mean, this is insane. This guy is finishing his opponents. He's so much fun to watch. 100% takedown defense, obviously. I mean, it's heavyweight. Takedown action. I mean, this guy is so much fun to watch. I don't know how you're going to hate Tom Aspinall. He destroys Jon Jones, and I don't want to hear it from anybody. This man is a legend. Screw Jon Jones. Tom Aspinall is the real champion. That's what I can say about that. Now let's get into the female divisions. Zhang Weili. What can I say about Zhang Weili? Zhang Weili is the type of fighter that fights once a year, and when she fights, she's boring to watch. Okay, that's about it. I don't have much to say about Zhang Weili. I do think that she actually had the best fight kit. I don't know if that's a popular opinion or not. I do love this fight kit. She rocked at UFC 300. But yeah, no, Zhang Weili, I mean, she's kind of boring to watch, man. I'm sorry. Unless she's fighting like Rose Namajunas or Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Like, I mean, your Yan Xiaonan fight wasn't that entertaining. I mean, didn't she get dropped like 1,000 times? It felt like. Wait, can I check that? Can I check this? Whoa, okay. I guess I can't. Oh no, I probably could here. Toll strikes. Is there not like a knockdown thing here? Here we go. Oh, I thought she got knocked down more than once. Okay, I'm wrong. However, Zhang Weili, what is going on? My mouse is all screwed up. Zhang Weili fights once a year. I'm going to keep all that in because I don't care. Zhang Weili fights once a year. She's entertaining. That's what I can really say. I mean, look at her Amanda Lemos fight, man. That shit was a snooze fest, dude. Yeah, now it's not Alexa Grasso anymore. It's Valentina Shevchenko. Bro, Valentina Shevchenko's fight last night killed the entire sphere. Like, how can you ruin a card more than put Valentina Shevchenko on a card and all she does is, again, actually, doesn't even do what Merab does, because at least Merab is like somewhat active. Dude, she held her down in like mount and threw shots at her fucking stomach while Grasso was actually trying to finish the fight. I mean, it was so boring. Please tell me. I just hope that Shevchenko, in her next fight, whoever that's going to be against. I mean, biasly, I kind of want it to be Natalia Silva. I love Natalia Silva because I actually think she would kill Valentina Shevchenko. Don't you dare deny me on that. But yeah, no, Shevchenko, I mean, great female fighter, Hall of Famer for sure, but wasn't a great fight last fight, and there's just not much to say about her. She's kind of like, she talks like this, and it's really boring. Like, dude, and her interview yesterday was so long too. Okay, last person here. Oh, Raquel Pennington. How are you a champion right now, man? How are you a champion? Raquel Pennington is a UFC champion. What is this world that we're living in right now? We got Raquel Pennington, Barab Dvalishvili, Bilal Muhammad, Dricus du Plessis, Pantoja, all these champions that are like, we're living in a weird universe right now, and I'm sick of it. I want to get out of it. Bring it back to the golden era, 2021, when my boy Charles Oliveira, again, you got Kamaru Usman, who's an actual entertaining welterweight champion. You had, I mean, Izzy was active. He just wasn't entertaining to watch. So I'm not going to bring up Izzy. I mean, bro, bring back to Volkanovski, man. Like, come on. Why are we living in the simulation where you have Raquel Pennington as a UFC champion? I'm sick of it, man. I am so sick of it. I guarantee you all that's going to happen here in this fight, okay, that Julian Penny fight, it doesn't even matter because Kayla Harrison beats them both. I don't care about this fight. Just give Kayla Harrison the title at this point. Yeah. Ever since Amanda Nunes is gone, I mean, I thought Amanda Nunes was bad. Bro, this is awful, okay? Bring me back to Amanda Nunes. Like, I apologize for dissing Amanda Nunes ever for having these stupid main events. I apologize. Take me back to those days because Raquel Pennington should not be a champion right now. But yeah, I think that's really about it. I think that's all the champions I've gone through here. I do believe we're in the darkest time of the UFC, and I think that is a disgrace that we're living through this right now. So, yeah.